have it's not really a situation, it's just a thing where when I got out of Bucks, my family paid for 2 weeks at the extended stay in Horsham, PA. That's where I'm at. Room 243, that's the room I'm in. I don't know why it happened, but before I booked my own, I went downstairs 4 days early because I looked at the receipt wrong. I looked at the date wrong. It was the expiry date on the card that was used was 25. Glanced over it, my fault. Then I booked again though. I went down on the 25th when it should have been the 29th, ergo now in hindsight. And that's a good thing because I'm owed 4 more nights and it actually helps out in certain ways. When you're dealing with things like this, like I don't usually say like. I went down knowing that I already was right. Without the cockiness though. Okay. Understanding that yes, they should have, on the other side, should have said, ma'am, you still have 4 nights. Or it should have been acknowledged. Communication on a whole is just way off. But there are people who you know that you're right. This could even be in the courtroom. That doesn't mean you get cocky. That means it just should be easier for you to explain your side. That's all. And he was very polite. Motherfucker sounded just like Cat Williams. Very polite. But he was not the one that could handle the situation on this particular shift. But the seed is planted. Everywhere you go, you plant a seed. I was respectful. He was respectful. That's a rapport as far as I'm concerned. What do we need to dip into today? Yeah, I said, I can hear that. I said where I'm at because you never know when someone's looking for you. And it could be for a good thing or a bad thing, but I would like to be found if someone's looking for me and handle whatever. Fascinated by you, but can't stand you at the same time. The wrapping paper guy. Well, for someone in particular, do they wrap gifts still in department stores? Or you do? There's a good line of work for Christmas. Just extras. And you put that shit in a jar. Gift wrapping. Yep. Nobody feels like doing that shit. I see stout. And that's another reason. This is obviously the main reason. What it means to be fearful. Extensive. Check and extensive. I don't know about this. SBD is that's silent but deadly. It could be that the way that you approach people gives them bubble guts. Do you feel, is she worth it? Do you feel like when you go to approach or speak to people, you get nervous and you're just not a nervous individual? I felt my nervous system done. I don't have one. And it's a good thing. Maybe I'm being prepared for something. I'm numb to certain things, and it could definitely be things I'm not even aware of or don't remember that happened to me. Trauma, and this is how you're processing it in some way. You stand very confident, head high, your eye contact. Yeah, that makes other people feel a little. You could cause confusion in people this way. And I'm guessing it's because this could even be police officers, or you are a police officer, put it how it fits. If you're not a cop, you have the same effect on people in the judicial system. For one in particular, your mechanic was a little intimidated by the amount of information that you know as a woman. And I don't think that you knew that. I don't believe that you knew that from experience. I believe that you educated yourself knowing that certain people take advantage of women who don't know enough information about whatever that is. Yep, it was definitely a man. And I feel like he was waiting, right? Or you were anticipating, somebody was anticipating some type of, I think he was getting ready to gaslight you. And then he held that shit in. He could be real. I think he realized that maybe you were targeted. There are people that can tell who is, they must be targeted. You are a threat. Your presence is threatening, but it varies. Yeah. Right. Got it. Okay. There's something that he was telling you to put your money into and you decided not to, and that, let's see how that turned out. Tell me how this turned out. Great. Yep. McCormick. You still get a sense of nervousness too? I don't believe that's it. For you fearless ones, where you can walk into any situation, handle it, you're usually the type of individual that's better at that moment impulsively handling a situation for someone else, and then when it comes to you, you sleep on yourself a little bit. Or you're better at last minute negotiating. You're a master at negotiating. People like this, and the card's not out here because I didn't flip out enough cards. You see the other side. See, when I went downstairs, I already knew, one, this wasn't the motherfucker that was on the shift. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. It would be easier if it was. So I already assumed that there's a possibility I may not get the fix right now and be okay with that shit. I still have a whole other day before this shit has to be rebooked. Yeah. I also see that there is a possibility that I'm wrong. Now, you can't go into it with that because then they will find a reason for you to be wrong. Even if it has nothing to do with anything personal, sometimes when we feel a certain way about ourselves or the position that we hold, and we may feel like this situation seems to be challenging a motherfucker. I don't know if I'm ready for this. I went my entire shift with no challenges, and now this? I never. I understand that. L-I. Lifer. L-I-F-R. S-E. This is definitely lifers. You could even be dealing with people who are here illegally or that were supposed to. These could be hardcore criminals that you also feel a little intimidated by who you are. Look how amazing it would have been if you just hatched. Yep, you're definitely a female I'm speaking to. Or a gay man that people think until you handle shit. There's a gay lawyer. When I say that they don't ever see you coming, because the way that they see you in the courthouse and outside and shit, this reminds me of Cali. You are, if someone said that you weren't gay, they would have to stop and question and say, please, I'm late for work. My plane's leaving in 5 minutes. I need you to do me a favor. Just tell me what you see in this guy, this man, that tells you that he's not gay. You have to. But when you get into the courtroom or whatever this is that you do, it's something with power. Your voice changes and everything. So you use the way that you are with your twinkle toes. You're a bad motherfucker. I'm just saying. But you're lighter on your feet. We'll say there's no twinkle toes with this one. I remove that shit. That you didn't deserve that. It's you manifest amazing shit being that individual, and then when it comes time for work. Were you swapped out? And somebody actually asked this, who is this the guy that we saw? That's amazing. So it's this type of bully. You see, when you portray yourself as too kind, people see that as weak. How did we get here? I don't care. This is where we're at. That's one of them things where there's other things to be spoken about, and then you ask, well, how did it get to this point? There are instances where that's needed. I don't feel like this is one, but I could be wrong about your current situation. They try to bully you. You definitely defend yourself. Yeah. And it's not a forceful, I feel like you're happy, Leo, but you've been getting bullied, so to speak, since you were a child. Yeah, even in your home situation, it could have been cousins or siblings, parents, whatever this was. Yeah. And instead, I feel like the fact that you don't hold on to all of this, or you don't let it weigh you down, is another reason why you manifest so well too, and law of attraction works for you. You don't think, I don't feel thoughts. I don't feel that I'm stuck wondering or playing victim. That victim shit is a low frequency. And then you make other people feel shame and guilt longer than they should. Now both of you are bringing in shit, and you're just two washed up, homeless, hungry motherfuckers wondering why you can't catch a break. Yeah, this is it. This is why the universe rocks with you. And it could even be, look, if you're not a male, okay, this King of Pentacles with the strength with this Magician and the Star, you are always going to be okay, and it's because of how you handle situations. You handle them with dignity, you handle them with respect, therefore other people mirror you eventually. This is a pay it forward, like, bitch, I don't have 5 cents. This is how you can pay it forward without having any financials being a thing. All right, I love you. Nowhere. See ya.